Hi, welcome back to Wisdom of the Soul with Janice Mary. I'm so happy that you're here. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about putting an end to taking things so personally. As sensitive beings, we do tend to take things very, very personally, and our ego is very, very sensitive to criticism and picks it up very, very, very quickly and then turns it against us. So, if we're listening to the ego, we get hurt often and tend to believe that voice that says, that person is treating you that way because you somehow deserve it. When we connect with the soul, we see that that is nothing. That's the furthest thing from the truth. The soul will bring you back to your worth and your wholeness and your perfection. So when you're in that energy and you feel it, you know that what's happening with other people is not to be taken personally. There's a wonderful book called The Four Agreements, and if you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. And one of the agreements is, in fact, don't take things personally. I really did have a hard time with that before I connected more into that energy, that soul energy. I am a very sensitive person, so anytime people would say hurtful things, I did take that very much to heart. And I can see with my clients, it's the same thing for them. You know, the ego really is very convincing and has us believing that when people are harsh to us, that it is somehow our fault. We are the center of the ego's universe, and the ego tends to blame us for everything. Not unlike a child, when we're young, we're the center of our universe, and everything that revolves around us, we take very, very personally as young children. As we get older, we start to see that, the world does not revolve around us, and we don't have to take things so personally. But we do. We still do. We may do it in quieter ways, but we definitely still take things very personally. So the soul energy will come in and will show you the reason why people are, maybe saying not nice things to you or not supporting you in the way that you need to be supported, really has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. So we really have to be very mindful that when people are attacking us in any shape or form, it's because their ego is actually attacking them. So it is a form of first self-attack by that person, and then that attack gets projected onto us. So really, anytime anybody is, less than kind, it really doesn't have anything to do with us and says so much more about them. And we know where they are. They're playing that ego record that is agitating them and making them feel very, angry, upset, short-tempered, not patient, and that comes out on you. So it's very, very rare that we really warrant anything that the ego has to say to us, even through another person. So that soul energy, when you're in the moment and you feel that energy, you know your worth and you know everybody else's worth. And it also helps to kind of detach you from situations with people and helps you almost take a step back so that when somebody might be attacking you, you can see through the soul's eyes and you can see, wow, instead of, reacting and your ego taking off and fighting them back, you kind of can observe and say, oh my goodness, that person is going through so much and wow, they're taking it out on me. So I'm not going to stand here and I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to absorb what's happening with them. I'm going to move away, whether I leave, the room, whether I hang up the phone. I'm going to move away from that person. And if you live with that person, I always tell my clients, go take a shower, go for a walk, just get away from that person's ego until they kind of come down from that triggered state that they're in. And then maybe later you could just ask them, listen, I don't really feel, anything that you were saying is warranted. So what's going on with you? Is everything okay? And you can kind of check in with them. Sometimes that works, and sometimes you just need to protect yourself from somebody else's ego because we know how harsh the ego can be. And some people do not release their ego on other people. They just don't. They hurt themselves, but they don't hurt other people. And some people take their ego out on other people very frequently. So it's just kind of a personality style. Of course, one is more hurtful than the other. But whatever your style is, we just want to realize that anytime that we're agitated or we're upset, we're at risk for taking that out on other people. That's why the more we can connect to the soul energy and feel our worth and feel our goodness, we won't be taking any ego stuff out on people because we're not going to be feeling our ego as much. And when other people do that to us, we can take a step back and say, wow, that person's not doing well. This has nothing to do with me. It may hurt for a second, but I'm going to move away from this. So it's really important to kind of have that different perspective when other people are not doing well and taking that out on you. And that would really be the end to taking things personally, because it's either people are having a hard time and taking it out on us, or we're having a hard time and we're taking it out on us, taking things extremely personally. So we don't have to do that when we feel that loving energy, when we're in the present and we can feel that love and we know that we're safe and taken care of. We don't listen to our ego voice as much. And when we're not listening to that voice, we're not projecting that voice. When you see people that are not doing well, that record is playing for them, that terrible self-loathing record that keeps spinning and spinning, and they cannot seem to lower the volume on that record, and they're taking it out on everyone around them. So this is a time when we really do need to put a stop to that within ourselves so that we can be better with each other. We all deserve so much in this world, and this world is not an easy place to be. And we deserve all the love and kindness that we can get from ourselves, from our soul, and then project that outward. If we're really living that, if we're truly living that, you just see everything in your life change. Because the more love you give out, the more compassion you give out, the more you get back. And it makes it a win-win. And it makes you not want to listen to that ego voice anymore. You start to feel like listening to that ego voice is just a waste of time and takes so much of our energy, zaps us of our energy. We could be upset about something for days, and it's just a waste of our time when we can feel into this worth, into this new energy of worth and love and wisdom. It's just we are so much more than what we've been taught. And it is an amazing realization, and it's a good realization, because then you don't have to realize you don't have to take what the ego is saying so personally. And also the ego is such a limited view of us. It's playing your life in a very small way when we have this expansive soul being that lives right with us, that can expand us and just be able to show us so many different paths in our life, and with confidence and with love and insight, and the wisdom that comes from this energy is remarkable, and is nothing that you'll ever hear from anybody else. It is a wisdom that you will feel and you'll just know. It's very hard sometimes to even put it into words, but you have to experience this for yourself because you deserve it. You deserve to know how loved you are, how cherished you are. You deserve to have those feelings in your life now, and not to keep looking for them in the world and being injured by other people's egos and not understanding why this is happening to you. It is really worth your time and effort to learn how to get into this energy, to ask to feel this energy is the biggest step for you to know. You can't look for something that you don't know exists. So now that you know that it exists, I want to help you really tap into it so that it can change your life, turns your life into this very magical experience where your spiritual gifts will come forward and your wisdom and abundance and help will be right there for you. So it's not just words, it's an experience. And so many spiritual teachers do talk about it. And I just want to help you to benefit from it, because once that ego is playing, it's very, very hard to turn that record off. And, your soul, in a way, and what I'm trying to do in a way, is to convince you that there is another way and that you don't have to listen to that voice. And you don't have to listen to that voice within you, and you don't have to listen to that voice within other people, so that you can protect yourself from other people's egos. Not in the sense that you can't be around them anymore, but that with a knowing like, oh my goodness, that's where they are, that's where I was. And I'm so glad I'm not there, and I want to help this person tap into a different energy so they don't play it small with their ego. They're just trapped, and you can be a way out for them. And I hope I'm a way out if you feel trapped in your ego. Let me know. Let me know what you're struggling with. I want to help you. Write down any comments or questions, so that I can help you get into this beautiful energy, so that you can just feel this for yourself, and you can learn, and then you can teach other people. And I think it's really what our world needs right now. We need a lot more love and compassion and understanding for our lives here. So I hope this helps. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, because then you'll get notifications of all the new videos. So have a beautiful soul-centered day, and I'll talk to you real soon.